What's going on, good people? What's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are doing well on this Tell Me Something Good Tuesday. For those of you all who are catching me by replay, do me a huge favor, put replay in the link. And for those of you all who don't know me, my name is Glenn P. Brooks Jr. I am an author, I'm a speaker, I'm a coach, and I've got some things that I want to help you with. Fellas, listen to me carefully. I'm going to share 3 ways for you to relate with your wife. And I'm going to promise you, this is hard. It's not as easy as it sounds. I know a lot of guys are like, bruh, I don't need you to tell me how to relate to my wife. But I don't know about you. Nobody really told me how or taught me how to relate to my wife. Now, I could romance her all day long. No problem. I know how to do that. We figure that part out. But when it comes to relating to your wife, you might want to stick around. I got a couple of gems I want to share with you. Linwood, thanks for jumping in the room. Roxine, Tracy, appreciate you. Good to see you. Kenny Keyboards, thank you, sir. Cassandra, thank you for jumping in the room. Ladies, do me a favor. Tag your husbands. Joseph, thanks for jumping in the room. Elijah, thank you so much for jumping in the room. For those of you all who don't know, my wife and I created an online relationship academy it's going on 2 years ago now. And what we do there, it's called MAPS, Marriages and Parenting Successfully. Marriages and Parenting Successfully. We're getting ready to go on a cruise in October. We're taking a bunch of families. They're all going. We're really excited about it. But the Relationship Academy is designed for one thing and one thing only. And that is to help people who want to grow their marriage and their parenting skill set. Somebody put that in the chat for me. Skill set. I am a firm believer. Why do I have a reference point? Because I was married for 12 years prior to my wife. She was married twice before me. I'm a firm believer that most relationships do not explode or implode because people don't love each other. Most relationships come unglued, guys, because people don't have the skills that it takes to make the relationship work. And I think that that's what hangs people up. Unfortunately, a lot of times we're surrounded by people like that, right? Y'all do me a favor, tag somebody, share this out right now. The reason why is because there are too many relationships that are coming unglued because people don't have skills. And that's just the flat out truth. I'll be honest with you. My father did not teach me how to be a husband. I don't know. Do I have any? I promise you, out of 10 guys, you may find 1 or 2 whose fathers taught them not by what they said, but by what they did and showed them how a relationship should be done on a high functioning level. So what we've done is we've created maps in order to help people through that. If you want to know more about that, if you want to learn more about that, do me a favor, go to www.thecrcoach.com. I didn't put that in the description today. So if Joseph and shout out to our maps community, if any one of you guys can put that in there, I would greatly appreciate that. It's www.thecr, it stands for Constant Relationship, coach.com. If you guys are ready for me to get into this content, just do me a favor. Tell me ready. If you guys are ready for me to get into this content, just signify and show me and let me know. Drop it in the comment. Tell me you're ready. Lisa and Zachary, thanks for jumping in the room. Lakeith, what's up, bro? Thanks for jumping in the room. Maria, what's up, sis? Elijah, my man, how you feeling? Tammy, thanks for jumping in the room. Ashen, Clarice, thank you so much. I appreciate you for putting that in the chat for me, Tammy Ames. www.thecrcoach.com is where you can find out more. And just to let you know on the front end, the information that I am going to kind of begin to give you today is not going to be all that there is. Trust me. I don't have time because I'm going to let you go before you get fired from your job on your lunch hour. I'm going to let you go, but I'm going to unpack this in our coaching room. Starting tonight, we're going to take our couples through unpacking what it looks like to put together a healthy friendship within marriage. These principles are going to apply. We also start tonight at 8:30 with our parents, and we're going to talk to them about their parenting styles. If you want to be a part of that conversation as the weeks go on, again, www.thecrcoach.com. icychevelle.com is where you can connect with us. Icy Chevelle, what's going on? Or are you Icy Cocktails? I don't know. Icy Chevelle, Icy. No, inside joke. No, it's all love. Love you, girl. Good to see you. Long time. I appreciate it. So Joseph said he's ready. I got a couple of readies. Okay, great. Awesome. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to get your pen and your paper, and I want you to get ready to write this down. If you don't have a pen and paper, be prepared to put this in the chat. 3 different ways that you can relate to your wife or with your wife. Guys, this material isn't all organic or original with me. I do believe in gleaning from other people. We're taking our men through the Authentic Manhood series, and this is where I'm getting a lot of this information, put our spin on it. But I want you to understand, number one, put it in the chat. Number one way to relate to your wife, fellas, is back to back. Put it in the chat. Back to back. The number one way for today, and I'm not ranking this in terms of the tops, but for today, number one, it's back to back. When we say back to back, fellas, how you relate to your wife has everything to do with how you support her. Now, I'm going to be very honest with you. In a lot of ways, many times we get this part wrong. We think support is, all right, honey, I got you, no worries. No, support don't mean that. Support means literally, guys, you jump in and you're like, I got you. My wife texted me this morning. She wasn't feeling well and she wanted to go to the doctor's office. She had an appointment set for next week. She wasn't feeling really herself. She called me. She said, hey, she texted me. She said, hey, I got an appointment. I knew she had the appointment. And she said, I'm going to run over. And the first thing, then I said, okay, cool. I got you. No worries. Let me know what's going on. She then said, can you go with me? Now, you have to understand, I'm into my day. I got things going on. I got stuff on my schedule. It's not an emergency, but she wanted some support. How do I relate to my wife? I relate to her back to back by supporting her. And so it meant it meant the world for her, for me to just reorganize my entire day. And anybody that knows me knows that all my time is accounted for. That's my board right there. You get what I'm saying? My stuff, I got it all written out. You get what I'm saying, guys? It's accounted for. And that causes me to have to mentally shift my mind and get on another page. I'm good with, if you got to go, I got you. I'm going to pray for you. But don't ask me to ride, because I'm thinking, for what? Right? That's what my brain would say. Why would I do that? It's not an emergency. You good. But here's the deal. She needed support. And I need to help you guys out, fellas. It took me the longest to recognize that my wife needed me to relate to her back to back. She needed to know we were both on the same page. She needs to know that you guys are unified. She needs to know that you guys have the same value system. Let me give you this nugget real quick, and you can write this down. It is not the mutual interests of a relationship that sustains it. I'm going to say that again. It is not the mutual interests of a relationship that sustains it. It's the mutual values. As my coach would say, I'm going to let that breathe. It's the mutual values in a relationship that causes the relationship to be sustained over long periods of time. You guys could have completely different interests, and I can support you because we have the same mutual values. We have values that overlap. In other words, integrity might be a value of yours. Fun might be a value of yours. Creativity might be a value of yours. When you guys have the same mutual values, you can make anything work. I promise you. That's how you can have people in the same home who, quite frankly, look like they have completely different interests, but they make it work. And people wonder why. I would bet that if I go into their lives and I find out a little bit more about them, I'd find out that they share the same values. Does that make sense? So if you're ready for number 2, drop a number 2 in the chat. Drop a number 2. I just need to know y'all with me. I just need to know, are you with me? I just need to know, are you with me? Real quick, for those of you all just jumping on, I appreciate you. My name's Glenn P. Brooks Jr. I'm an author. I'm a speaker. I'm a coach. We've created an online relationship academy of which I'd love you to be a part of. It's called MAPS, Marriages and Parenting Successfully. And we only do one thing there, guys. We help people literally grow their skill sets in order to help make their marriages and their parenting relationships succeed. Okay, good, good, good. And look, shout out to the brothers. Lakeith, thanks. Linwood, thanks, bro. Elijah, thank you, sir. Because I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of times we'll find that our ladies will show up, get the information, and bring it home to us. I love it that my brothers are leading this conversation. I appreciate that. Do me a favor, tag one of your brothers. Even if they catch the replay, this will help them. Number two, we got a bunch of number twos. I want you to understand that the number two way to relate to your spouse or to relate to your wife, men, is shoulder to shoulder. Shoulder to shoulder. Shoulder to shoulder. She needs you to relate to her shoulder to shoulder. Somebody give me an idea. I know you may not know the answer, but give me an idea of when you hear the word shoulder to shoulder, what do you hear in terms of how to relate to your wife? What does shoulder to shoulder say? Anybody? Put that in the chat for me real quick. What does shoulder to shoulder say to you? What's up, Derek? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, man. I hope y'all are doing well. Just was up there last weekend. I hope you and the missus are doing really well, bro. Shoulder to shoulder. When you hear that word, shoulder to shoulder, what do you hear? Your wife needs to relate. And we said that the number one way that she needs you to relate to her is back to back. Right? That means she needs your support. She needs to know that y'all are unified. She needs to know that y'all's value systems are similar, right? And then literally the next one is shoulder to shoulder. So Tammy said side by side. That's close. Give me something tangible. When you hear shoulder to shoulder, guys, what are you hearing? What do you hear? Facing all obstacles and situations side by side. Elijah, boom. If there was $1 million prize, brother, you got it. That last word that you put in there is together. Together. When you hear shoulder to shoulder, guys, I want you to think about locking arms and coming together. Literally. You see how my shoulders are up, my arms are postured. I'm imagining that my folks aren't there. We're locked in. Does that make sense? We're locked in. That means that we ain't going much place without each other because we are a unit. We are together. When we talk about shoulder to shoulder, really what we're talking about is teamwork. Your wife needs to know that she's on your team. Y'all need to get that. There are times, fellas, we make our wives feel like they on the other team. Like, bruh, you know, I mean, our language is, why you coming at me like that? It's like, bruh, she's not your enemy. Right? Thank you. I appreciate that, bro. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. I got it. Guys, I'm telling you right now, side to side, you got to rock like that. And when your wife knows that y'all are relating shoulder to shoulder, here's what I know. There ain't much that's going to shoot that gap right there. Not much. Yeah, there ain't much that's going to slip the gap. In my football terms, fellas, y'all understand. Ain't nobody jumping no lanes here. Y'all understand that term. Nobody's jumping. Nobody is off assignment. Nobody is coming up in here like that because we are locked shoulder to shoulder. And your wife needs to understand fundamentally that you got her and that she's a part of your team. You may be the quarterback, but darn it, if she ain't the wide receiver, or in some cases, she might be the quarterback. I'll run a route. Send me on a route, coach. Put me in the game. I just want to win. Like at this particular point, you know what I'm saying? You might be on defense. Just let me hit somebody. What you want me to hit, coach? What do I need to do? Does that make sense, guys? So she needs to know that she's relating to you shoulder to shoulder. And within the next few minutes, I'm going to let you guys out. My goal was to try and get in and out in about 15 minutes. And so we're right about that time. If you're ready for number 3, put a number 3 in the chat while I get some people coming in. What's up, Quintel? Good to see you, brother. Listen, again, my name's Glenn P. Brooks Jr. I'm an author. I'm a speaker. I'm a coach. We are going to unpack all of these truths, and we're going to get the wise input on this. And we're going to all go through this together starting tonight in our coaching, on our coaching platform. If you want to know more about that, guys, listen, all you got to do is go to www.thecrcoach.com. Tammy, if you could drop that in again for me, I would greatly appreciate that. thecrcoach.com. And then all you're literally going to do is click. You're going to sign up for a free assessment. It's a free coaching assessment. I just need to talk with you, connect, make sure that we are all on the same page, that I can help you and you need the help that I provide. And I promise you, we're going to get you in that room and you can be a part of this conversation over the next couple of weeks along with your wife as we unpack this. So I got a bunch of number 3s. Lakeith, thanks, bro. Derek, I appreciate that. Tammy, thank you again. Linwood, thank you again. Last one. I want y'all to put this in the chat, face to face. Face to face. Karen, thanks for jumping in the room, sweetie. Appreciate you. Appreciate you dropping that, Tammy. Thank you. Face to face. So number one, we said that she needs you to relate to her back to back. Number two, she needs you to relate to her shoulder to shoulder. And number three, she absolutely needs you to relate to her face to face. Let me ask you guys a question. When I say face to face, what do you hear me saying? What do you hear me saying when I say that my wife would love it if I show up and related to her face to face? Y'all tell me, just put it in the chat real quick. What do you really think that means? Face to face. I appreciate y'all putting it. Tell me what you think that means. Tell me what you think face to face actually means. Because I'm gonna promise you, when I got this one right, my relationship went to another level. I can understand the back-to-back piece a little bit because of the support thing. I want support. You want support. I get that because I think, like, you know, sports analogies. I'm a man. I get that. Shoulder to shoulder, locking arms, teamwork, making the dream work. I'm with that. I can execute on that. That's kind of simple. But I promise you, this face-to-face piece, woo-wee, this one was a tough one. It was a little harder to get this one. Right. And so oh my God, y'all are dropping it in the comments. I love it. Tammy said communication. Linwood said communication and understanding. You guys are 100% correct. What I want you to do is I want you to put in the chat. This is all about spending time. Spending time. Not just quantity time, but quality time. Somebody said to me one time, Glenn, what do you think is better, quantity or quality? I would say both. What's better if I spend quantity time with my wife or quality time with my wife? I'm gonna tell you both of them. Not either or, but both and. Let me tell you why. Because life happens, right? You can't always spend quantity. So if you are waiting for a block of quantity time, you'll never spend time. But then you can't always spend quality. And if you're waiting for the right time to spend quality time, then you won't spend time. I'm telling you, look for both of them. Look for both. Look for quantity, yup, and quality. Yup, I want all of them, right? Investing time. Look in her eye with full attention. Kenny, let me say this, bro. That changed the game for me. I want to tell you now, it just so happens that my wife's love language, her primary love language is quality time, right? QT, right? But I promise y'all, when I got this one squared away, we had no more problems. It's no secret. My wife and I, we don't argue. Now, I didn't say we didn't disagree, but we don't argue. We don't argue. Now, for those of you that think, well, that's not normal. How can you have a relationship and not argue? I'm going to tell you, it's called functionalism. That's all that is. It's high levels of functionality. That's all. And that's a skill set that I had to learn. I wasn't always that way. But today we don't argue. There's no need to because my skill set makes arguing unnecessary. I don't know if y'all got that. Tammy, they ain't get that. They'll get that one tomorrow. Somebody will get that one on the replay. They ain't get that. They didn't get that. Let that one breathe. My skill set makes it unnecessary for me to have to argue. And the reason why is because these kinds of principles, number one, I actually go out and execute on them. And number two, I have a community that helps keep me accountable to doing it. So now I'm not out here rogue, just running willy-nilly because at this particular point, I got it. Yo, I got it. I'm good. I don't need nobody. Bruh, I ain't got time for pride up in my life because I'm trying to live a full life. Does that make sense? High levels of functionality. Karen, you got that right. Skill set to learn. High level of functionality. Tammy, that's it. Essence, thanks for joining the room. Guys, listen to me carefully, and I'm going to let you go. But if you are going to relate to your wives in a way that's pleasing, in a way that's helpful, in a way that's healthy, in a way that's growing, in a way that is functional. I didn't say dysfunctional relating because we can do that easy. But if you want to do that, you're going to have to do that back to back. You're going to have to do that shoulder to shoulder, and you're going to have to do that face to face. I'd love to connect with you guys further. Do me a favor, if you would like more, if this isn't enough for you, if you would like community where you have people who can speak into your blind spots on a consistent basis with love and integrity, because what goes on in our groups stays in those groups. Matter of fact, we will put you out and you can have your money back. I'm not interested in people being in our groups and it not being a cohesion thing and a thing of love. So guys, if you're interested in anything like that, I really, really would love to connect with you. Go to www.thecrcoach.com and there you'll see a link. All you need to do is sign up for a free coaching assessment. As a matter of fact, I got one today at 1 o'clock, and I just want to get with you to see if I can help you. I may not be able to, but I got a strong possibility if you're on this feed, I probably can help you. Guys, at the end of the day, I promise you, we all need some help. Y'all be good. We'll talk soon.